Stream, stream. Welcome to the stream, stream. Welcome to the stream. I don't. I just do something stupid. Today's gonna be normal. Today's a perfectly normal stream. No strain. No feet. No like kooky crazy. Last time we got a little bit. Excuse me. In my throat. Have a perfectly just what the title says, perfectly normal Wednesday night Great Ace Attorney stream. It's not going to be weird. Not if I have hi Jack. You got here immediately. I haven't even posted the link in the Discord yet. Hold on. I'm live on Twitch. Come hang out. That's the like automatic like text that comes with a stream share link when you do it through the mobile app. Let me send it. I am full disclosure. I am a little feral right now. I'm a little bit hyped up. Ooh, I'm a little bit hyped up. I just had. Can I turn my volume up? Yeah, hold on. I've also got the mic angled funny. I don't want to turn it up too much, but yeah, there we go. That should be better. Let me boot up the game, then you can compare how the audio sounds. Let me turn my own volume down a little bit before I do that. But full disclosure, I am definitely. Where is the game? I am definitely a little bit of a kooky, crazy mood today. I just had Mooyah burger. I've got like the remnants of a milkshake over here. It's mint chip. There's so many. I wish I knew you wanted feet. There's so many chocolate chips in this mint chip milkshake. There's more chocolate chips in here than milkshake at this point. So I apologize for any aggressive slurping sounds you might hear this stream. Just me trying to drink my milkshake, trying to drink my little Energizer drink here. But I really want to play some more of this game. Last time we left off kind of in the middle of something. I game overed and then loaded a save that I thought I had and got sent all the way back to the beginning. So now we're back here. We had we had one strike when we did this last time. Now we have 3 Slupsado. Oh, okay. We had 1 strike last time. We now have 3 strikes. 3 strikes and you're out. Wow. That's the most deranged sounding fake laugh ever. So yeah, I have 3 strikes because I had to replay the whole case basically up to this point, the whole trial, and I think I got a couple things wrong because I was speeding through it. And like I matched through text, so I didn't know what I was presenting at what moment. I hate you. Well, I hate you too. Don't derail my stream anymore. It's gonna be a perfectly normal. Everything's gonna be normal. It's Wednesday night. And we're gonna play some Great Ace Attorney, and we're gonna make it through this trial, and we're not gonna spend an hour on one section, and we're gonna figure out what evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea. Yeah, Wednesday, Jenna, Wednesday? Ho 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 ho, funny! No. Only gaming here today. So, okay, the thing that confuses me, it's Wednesday, yes. The thing that confuses me about this sentence, what evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? Judging from what we're trying to figure out, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. The nature of the defendant's tea, that is the weird wording to me. I was thinking maybe he got poisoned by something else, or maybe some of his tea. I was thinking some of his tea is in this stain on the floor here, but I'm pretty sure that was the one piece of evidence I presented last time that got me a game over. So I'm thinking it's not that. Why do I feel like I'm an AI right now. It's not that. It's the One Piece. The One Piece? The One Piece is real? Like, I just feel off. It's alright. It's the first 5 minutes of the stream. The first 5 minutes of the stream. I usually kind of babble and ramble and sound like a confused, like I got like chucked into the middle of like I sat down at my computer and the stream just started without my knowledge, and now I'm in the thick of it. It's performance anxiety, I suppose. It usually wears off in the first like 10 to 20 minutes, and then I actually know how to play the game. Why am I on this piece of evidence? Tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea. That's such a weird prompt. I don't... Small quality of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. No sample. Okay. No container for the... Yeah, that doesn't... Wasn't this what I presented last time? I'm gonna present it, and if I get it wrong, I'm gonna load the save. Okay, hold on. Load the save that I actually have this time. I didn't have it last time, and I thought I did. Okay, so it's not the picture. What does he mean by the nature of the defendant's tea? I don't get it. Like, this is... I figured out the soap and the gas stuff, no problem. But now I'm stuck on how it actually connects to the rest of the case. Last stream we spent like an hour talking about gas. What about hot gas? I might as well just get a spoon for these chocolate chips, in all honesty. I might do that at some point. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant? That's what confuses me about this. Hold on, maybe there's something I haven't looked at here. This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking. I suppose he must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark. Okay, if you just sip it little by little, I shall have to instruct you in the... What did that do? What are the details? There is no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup. Okay, is that a clue? There is a tea ring on the inside of his cup, however. This must be the cup that Mr. Shamspear was drinking from, then. It's stained on the inside. Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea. You never noticed? Well, I never drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it? So many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese. Okay, so his has a ring on the inside, and so Seki's doesn't. That means Soseki probably gulped his down right away. Whereas, but that just supports the, like, theory that Shamspear drank his tea later. So I don't see... confused. Let me read this again. Been mixed with tea? Wait, what? The poison incident occurred around 1:30, assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have been broken when the man collapsed. Wait a minute, no container for the poison was found. Well, that would make sense if Soseki poisoned it, like, before he came down there. None of this is disproving anything. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? I'm confused. And then there's the other statement implying... statement up here implying that some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene, which is what made me think it was this, like maybe the tea's over here, but that doesn't seem to... Let me check the soap bar again, hold on. I feel like this weird detail that Soseki's cup has no tea lining and his cup has a tea lining seems important, but I don't really understand how. I'm gonna present the teacup and see what happens. Okay. We only have so many pieces of evidence, so I think I'm just gonna start spamming them. You will be digging for a very long time indeed, my lord. Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, the one piece will not reveal itself. So the only two other things that even seem like related are the soap and the medical report. So I guess I'll try the medical report next. What exactly is this? What are you just throwing things at me? The one piece. It isn't real. Okay. Alright, well. I advise you to think deeply again. This is your last strike. Please don't throw another piece of evidence at me, okay? Good gracious. The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice. Yeah, please explain it to me, game, because I don't understand. I just threw this at the... Oh, dance, dance, dance. Like, I just threw this at the judge. I don't know. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Soap? Soap? That's a bit sus. Quite certain when we stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. I gotta just get like a spoon to eat the rest of this milkshake. I'll do that when I get a water break. Or I guess fill up a drink break. I don't have a drink right now, so. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly. Something very obviously strange. I was there? I don't remember this. They were red. What? I don't remember that. What? What do you mean they were red? The ice? Like red ice? I don't remember that. Did I investigate that? The ice was red. No. You mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands above my head, head, 'cause I figured it out. That evening, yes, I did the public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never. So he didn't use the pumped water. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. So on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. Wait, what? But then where's the poison? I thought it was red because somehow there was poison in the water supply. I don't know what's going on, dude. We figured out how the gas is connected to the main case, but I still don't know anything about what's going on in the main case. If anything, it's only more... It's only... Jesus. There's something in the air today. If anything, it's only more confusing now than it was last stream. So, yeah, okay, that's right. And we only borrowed one of them, which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still inside of the bars of soap! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all. You smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once, and the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hand. Beat it! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord. Understood. Oh, yeah, baby. All right. We were one correct evidence present away from moving on to the next section of the trial. I just could not figure out what that evidence was. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you. For once, we actually get to suspend the trial and go do investigating. I wish we could do. If only we could do this every time. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. Let's go! We got another day of investigation. Let's go! Now, we should have been getting this every time, but unfortunately in this court system we have to, unlock that ability. We have to find something to keep them, to force the trial to stop for a day. Thank you, counselors. Because in normal Ace Attorney, we just get extra days to investigate stuff all the time. But there's one jury member who just wants to go to his job but keeps getting summoned in to deal with these recurring cases that build on top of each other. That poor jury member having to come back in tomorrow because once the cup has been investigation part 3. Sick. I don't need to get a wine glass. We're out of the trial. We're in investigation mode. I know, I feel bad for him too. Like, do they pay people to be on jury duty? Clearly here they don't. I assume in real life you get compensated, but I don't know. 22nd February, 1:11 p.m. Where's all my stuff? Naruhodo's Lego consultant. Naruhodo Lego consultancy. We made it back in one piece! The One Piece! To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London, you were very nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant, like, in the courtroom. Yeah, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now the One Piece, I don't know if we had 4 viewers, now we're back to 2. I don't know if the One Piece joke scared people away, but the One Piece! The One Piece is real! I'm gonna turn my volume down just a wee bit. The One Piece! Yeah, we can put it like here. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I'm gonna fill up a water real quick. So now that we're on investigation time, I'm gonna fill up a water and get a spoon to eat the rest of my milkshake with. I'll be right back. It's raining, frowny face. It's raining, you say. Is it raining here where I am? Why is that a bad thing? I mean, I don't know. If you're just chilling inside watching a stream, rain's kind of nice for that. Alright, I got a spoon. Just put this stuff over here, so I won't whack it by accident when I'm, like, overacting. Have I ever mentioned on stream that I, literally broke a computer mouse one time while playing Danganronpa? Because I was getting too into the, like, character. And I, like, slammed the mouse on the table. I, like, broke the side of it. Let's see if we can find some new clues for court tomorrow! Yes, let's do that. I'm walking back from the gym right now. Oh, oof. Oof. How are you? Do you have an umbrella? I hope you're not, like, getting your phone screen dirty so you can watch the stream. I can't quite believe it is all. I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. Let me just eat my chocolate chip, like, sundae while I'm reading this. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Like, you have no idea. Every spoonful I pick up is half chocolate. Like, it's just a stack of chocolate chips with, like, some ice cream, like, floating. I can't read the dialogue and eat it at the same time, really. Stage trial. What next? So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspeare's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspeare's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think. Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court. I know. Not only that, but then finding out he's actually a barefaced gas thief as well. Who cares, dude? For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea. Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. Okay, well now I'm basically out of ice cream. And it's just a cup full of... It's just a cup full of chocolate chips. So, I'm gonna get as many of them as I can in one spoonful here. And then I'm gonna put this over here and not touch it anymore. Mr. Shamspeare certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I was told he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment. Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's, as the Londoners call it. Is that the same place where Olive Green is? Yeah, okay. What is going on with my neck? Ah, yes, Soseki-san stabbed her in the back. Do be careful of your phrasing. He didn't stab anyone or poison anyone. Okay, alright, we can visit the hospital later. Kazuma's wishes. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had. And a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. Kazuma's theme. He had defended me in the trial, and then we went to England, but then he died on a boat as a stowaway. Yes. Can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. But then he died on the boat. He wanted me to become a lawyer. If you were to become a lawyer, then one day. One day what? Oh, no, never mind. This is why you don't be, like, weirdly cagey with information. You never know when you could just randomly die. He wanted to change the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Jesus, excuse me. Yes, that's right. But... Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then. That's all. Kazuma's true intentions. Naruhodo-san, What do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? What? Ah, that... I was like, what's coming on the screen right now? I mean this. His katana. I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though... it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. He did? I don't remember this conversation. It might have happened, but it was in the first game, so I don't know. Karuma. This shot that makes the sword look, like, comically long. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, you ask. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do with Great Britain. I don't remember if this conversation was in the first game or if this is just like recap. Was this in the first game and are we just recapping, or is this like new lore? I don't know. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. The thing that I need to do. The vague thing that I'm not going to tell you about before I die. I knew you wouldn't let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I'd hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but... as yet, I've not found a single clue. I see. Okay. Well, let's start investigating! So there's a lot of different places to go. Prison, where Soseki is. The hospital's not on my map yet. Oh wait, Mr. Shamspeare's room. Yeah, there it is. Let's go here. Maybe, let's see if Sholmes has anything new to... It's a new investigation. There's got to be new information all over the place. We finally get the coveted second day of investigation that is normal in every other Ace Attorney game. Oh, Runo and Susie! Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. What is that foul smell? Oh, God. Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court. Oh! For Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. What? Okay. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well, so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been far too long. Is Lord Von Zeeks an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Nara. Mr. Sholmes, whatever is this? What? Whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science! Oh, dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? I like that our reactions are not like, ooh, interesting. We're like, oh dear, what am I cooking? Converse with me to find out. They're just like, oh no, what is he cooking? Like, they're not even like, ooh, excited. So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea. Did he make this specifically for us? This is very specific. There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor. Okay, so this wasn't made to help us, but somehow this is going to help us in the case, somehow. It's too, it's something specifically to test the quality of tea in a case where a bunch of the information revolves around, cups of tea being poured. Like, this is definitely going to be useful at some point somehow, probably in some last-minute court save. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris? At the ready, Hurley! Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea. Do you see what happens? It's turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, then the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. So you're making your tea, stinkier and less appealing on purpose? What are you putting in the tea? What are you cooking? It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling. Darjeeling? I don't know. That's very ingenious. But what do you do with that black liquid? I dispose of it, naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink... What? So if you put it in the tea, you can't drink the tea anymore? What is the point of this product? It's just ruining the tea to prove that that's like a witch trial of that's like the old witch trials where it's like, oh, if you're not a witch, God will save you from drowning, and you just drown somebody, and it's like, oh, if they are a witch, they'll drown. It's like, no, if they're a normal person, they'll also drown. It's like, what? I don't. There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. I don't think he understands what the problem is. The point is, we are entering a new era of science. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science. Suppose I should find out more about that. So your tea test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of high or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then, but mine will probably be one of them. Perhaps a more practical example. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. We really are dragging our heels there. I hadn't even heard of them until recently. Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? He's gonna give us some kind of fingerprinting tool at some point, or maybe not, if he's not in that field. There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, I'll stick to the, really useless categories that, no one else would even consider in, researching into except me. That way I don't have to compete with anyone. No, what I'm researching is skin prints. Case in point. What are skin prints? A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes. Great. More weird, specific Sholmes tools. This is a surprise tool. Every time Mr. Sholmes gives us a tool or introduces a new invention to us, It's just the Mickey Mouse image with the, this is a surprise tool that will help us later. Like, I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Alright, okay. Let's talk to him about Lord Van Zeeks. The surprise tool will help us later. Lord Barack Von Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Sobriquet? Is that like nickname? Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is not found guilty by the courts, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue being set upon by highwaymen. There are numerous roads to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. It all seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Moustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least. That's not overly reassuring. If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those who are acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeeks' own hand. As it happens, Miss Susanto, that is quite impossible. Oh? Why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. And so his reign continued. But 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruto. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived. Yeah, okay. Recap of lore. And there you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. What is it, the third time now? Fourth time? I don't know, the timeline's out of order. Poor Runa. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Maybe that's why he's been on the 2 cases Soseki has been the accused for. It's not about any greater plan, it's just because the accused is a Japanese man. Maybe I could see that, because the first case, the other, we have done 4 cases with Von Zeeks. This is the third one of the 4, because this is a flashback. But in 2 of the cases, Soseki was the accused. The other 2 cases involved Magnus McGilded, who Von Zeeks very clearly has a personal vendetta against. Yeah, maybe that's it. It's just a vendetta against McGilded and vendetta against Japanese people. I don't know. Racism. This one should just say racism. With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending being Japanese, as well as Miss Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Von Zeeks seems to be racist. Indeed, it is an interesting observation. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? It was about 10 years ago that Barack Von Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. How old are these characters? Hold on. Herlock is 34. How old is Von Zeeks? I'm 32. They all look like so old. It's like, how do you know? Herlock Sholmes is older than he looks. Von Zeeks is younger than he looks. That's what I was like. Is Von Zeeks younger than Holmes? I couldn't remember. He is. It was about 10 years ago that Barack Von Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. Lore! The lore is cooking! That's what he was cooking. He was cooking the lore. What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. I just like dropping hints and being coy. It's what I do. The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course. I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. There will be another case later in this game where the info will be revealed, I'm sure. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Bruno. See you later. Yes, until later. We were thinking you could come with us, Mr. Sholmes. You were? Yeah, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action. Oh, no. I meant, like, right in the middle of the trial, I'm going to show up and use my forensic... It's a secret tool that will help you later, not right now. You go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later. In all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye-bye, Susie. I like that half the time the, like, writing justification for Sholmes not being with us is just like he's lazy / busy / a weirdo. Like, alright, what do they want at the crime scene? Yeah, let's check the crime scene on Briar Road. Oh, Mr. Shamspeare's room, that's what it would be. Yes. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Hey, I know the school. Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window, did you find it, with the tea in it? Yeah, we found it alright. There was a small amount of tea in it, as he said. I knew it. It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. Results should be available later today. That's wonderful news. Thank you. Yeah, alright. Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. Okay, was he... I can't tell. That's one of those ones where I can't tell because there's no voice acting. Oh, hi. I guess he did show up. I guess he did come... I guess he did come with us. He was like, maybe I'll come with you, and he's here. Okay. I was gonna say, I can't... I'm not sure from the, because there's no voice acting. I can't tell if pretty impressive performance in court this morning was like a vindictive, like sarcastic, like fuck you kinda. Like, I don't know if that's angry or like a genuine compliment. So so I guess Sholmes did fall. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised? He forgot his forensic tool, didn't he? Oh, no, I guess not. With the greatest of pleasure, my dear man. I really thought he was not going to be here. Because he sounded so uncommitted. And then we come here and he's just here. So it's like, okay, I guess he just came a bit after us. What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Sherlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun! I made a fingerprint gun! But like, skin print, like, forensic gun! What is this item? What is this invention? This is, he's just like he's an artificer build. This is just artificer D&D build. Jack? Is Jack here? I don't know if Jack's here. He made a D&D character loosely based on this guy. Is Brian an artificer? He should be. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample? From Mr. Shamspeare's cup? Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. Artificer stuff. Basically, yeah. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. Oh boy, another. I guess we're getting to use the surprise tool sooner rather than later. There. Now spray the chemical indicator about, and all will be revealed. Spray? But it'll press a space on the area. Can I just click with the mouse? Do I have to use space? What is that stuff? A suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally while developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead! Try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Okay. Righty. I can just spray by clicking the mouse. Alright. Whoa, okay, alright. There's prints all over the place. What the? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, this is a fun little... Definitely designed initially for the touchscreen on the 3DS mechanic. Oh, look at all this here. Ah, yes. Interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Ooh, perhaps he had a blind fall. He was looking for something on the ground, I think. He's trying to pick something up. I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's something only a great detective... I think that's something you only do when you're extremely neurodivergent. Handprints on the floor. Alright. Dozens of handprints here. So there are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print. Why are there so many weird handprints? Like, this is a weird... Something's up here. You wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close... Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery. Okay. There's a lot of mysterious prints in this room. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest. The handprints on the floor there, and on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment. Oh, she's like... Ah! What is it, Miss Susato? There's a loose floorboard. There's loose floorboard, right? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped up. Yep. One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place. Excellent work, Mr. Susato. I love secret hiding places. So, what do we have in here? Oi, what are you lot doing? Why'd you spray me with that pink stuff? What was that? You sprayed me in the face earlier. Inspector Grayson, stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate there. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig in your portion of chips whilst we dig around on the floor there. Your fancy talk's putting me off my food anyway, Shoals. Fancy talk? What fancy word did he say? He didn't say it. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need. And after you sprayed me in the face with that stuff, I think I deserve it. A secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat. No, I know. But I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate it once. I love this little, like, I'm gonna investigate things pose. Like, this little, like, cute determination face with the, like, fist pump. Good animation. Excited Susato. Susato! There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall. How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in a place like that. One place like that. One piece! Click. Word. What was that? Was that another... There you are! Print for you. Oh, nice. Photograph of the... Oh, thank you very much. This invention can make prints, too. I'm desperate to know. So am I. What's under the floorboards? What's under the floorboards? Bum, 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 bum. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do let me look at the print we just got. I wish you showed us the prints for the whole room. I kind of wish we just got a print of the whole room, because there were a lot of different, like, pink splotches that I would have looked at. I mean, we know which ones were important, but... I love to know if there's anything there. Inspector Gregson, really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? It's been 2 seconds since the last time you spoke to me. I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there. Seeing as we're such good friends, I love just watching him do this, like, from the back. Just, like, annoy someone. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. Just get Iris. He's so nice to Iris. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Ugh, I'd kill to know what was under the floorboard. Alright then, fair's fair. You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now what do you want to know? Newspaper, clipping. Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. Bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness, he committed a capital offence? Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he'd knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Treasure, you mean? He found the one piece! Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere. And no one knows where. And now he's dead. The Jolly Roger. What's the one piece guy? The Gold Roger. And he like hid the one piece treasure on the Grand Line. I don't know. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell. Some such was the headline. The treasure on the Grand Line. Does it not strike you? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we got on Selden back in the yard and see if I can turn anything up. The capital offender article has been entered into the court record. Okay, let's take a look at that. The Gold Roger. Condemned criminal dies at Manchester's Strangeways prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden Roger. That's his name now, Selden Roger. By natural causes in the early hours this morning. He'd been suffering with fever since the end of it, alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate. Medical staff arrived. Suspicious, alright. Photographic print. This is the photograph I found. It's reasonably recent. What the? Garrideb? What? Why does he have a photo of John Garrideb with some, like, boy? Yes, it would appear to have been taken. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrideb, the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrideb's son, perhaps? Perhaps. Take that print if you like. Really? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah! Yeah, Gregson's just being caught. Well, it's too bad if we do. Fortunately for you lot, my leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Perhaps times are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you, Sholmes. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Lots of new evidence. Mr. Shamspeare's been hoarding weird stuff. I imagine Mr. Garrett was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. That doesn't sound like Mr. Garrett. Tin box. That's a little weird. None of this stuff has really been connected to Shamspeare so far, which makes me wonder, like, why is he hoarding it? I feel like this guy's, like, blackmailing somebody. I don't know who yet, but... Now, this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue, man! You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what was inside the box. It's empty, rather than how, like, I feel inside. Crawling in my skin. Oh, right, the cat. Oh, look! It's the lovely little kitty cat. What's its name? It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. Wonder how he got in here. Clever cat. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai, here's something delicious I bought you from the Cat's Meat Man. The Cat's Meat Man? What? Did I read that right? Okay, I guess I did. Meow. Cute, funny cat scene. He couldn't be happier now, look. Okay. Why is Shamspeare? Why is he back on the round? Okay, I guess we've already checked that. Do. Is indeed comes who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Romeo versus Juliet, death battle. Now that I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. And the guy almost died from poison. Yeah, okay. Let's look at the gas meter since it was a big part of what was happening. Did they, like, come and put the gas meter back? Shouldn't it be gone? Like, it was literally, it's in our evidence logs. Fill a text, no meter, and take a string of counterposting is on the floor. Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as you established in court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shamspeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. It really was. It, like, thoroughly tripped me up in court. Can I pet the cat? What is this? This feels like I'm about to, like, unlock the ability to pet the cat. That was a cheeky little meow. Oh, it's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. Okay, never mind. We've already investigated this last time we were here. Investigate the soap. Mr. Shamspeare wasn't eating the soap after all. That's right. The mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, to prise his latest ice coin out of its mold, and in the process he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. It certainly was very hard to imagine, let alone deduce. Okay, what haven't I checked then? I think I've checked everything. Okay, the window's got something new. The sun never shines in this room, thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yet even with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap aside, can't you? Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo. I think I've checked everything. see anything new. Let's go upstairs. Garrodib's room. 22nd February. Mr. and Mrs. Garrodib's room. Mr. Garrodib appears to be out. Oh well. Suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Well, that was useless. Let's head out to the street. Okay, I see the frickin' soap on the window there. I guess I've already checked it, though. The Garrodib household and Mr. Natsume's lodgings are in a prominent position there on the corner. Sometimes when I look at the building, I can't help feeling that it's at a bit of a slant. It does look rather as though it would collapse in even the smallest earthquake, doesn't it? Isn't it supposed to be haunted as well? I think I have a hunch as to why Soseki-san is such a hunchback. But haven't I investigated here? I've probably already checked everything here. Yeah, this area's not useful to me. Let's go to the hospital, we haven't been there in a while. 22nd February, St. Bartholomew's Hospital recovered. What do you suppose is happening? Sounds like some kind of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Okay. I know where oh my god. Hold on. I knew I recognized this guy in the photo. I remember where I recognize him from now. She's got like a drawing of him. Interesting. Perhaps that's why she was near the Garrodib's house. She was visiting. Or, you know, about to visit. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot. You were looking at my painting. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison. What did he do? He was looking at the painting that's on the ground. What? God a mercy, ample lady. But thou seest I have vigor still. Behold my sham spear dance. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-ba. Sham spear. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Oh god, he's making that face again. The spiderous face. I couldn't remember the name of the character last time, but it's the spiderous from that, like, that freaky white spider guy from that one early 2000s, like, kids show. I don't remember the name of the show, but the character's face is very distinct. Lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Shamspeare? Mary, I do believe I am returning unto another ward. He was looking, that's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work. His voice is just female Soseki. Eastern fellow, so darky clad. I think that's a typo. I think there's supposed to be LY space, not space Y. Dark E-clad. It's probably a typo. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Uh-oh. His feral side has come out. Then the creepy spider smile is back again. This guy is sus. I don't know what this guy did. I doubt he poisoned himself, but I think the poisoning may be a larger, like, piece in some more complicated puzzle that leads to this guy as a criminal of some kind. This guy's sus. Anon! Excellent! Goodbye, I'm sus. Mr. Shamspeare might technically be the victim in this case. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. Okay, so what's going on with your painting? I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. I hate my painting. Don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. I see. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Alright, I want to do some examining here, because I remembered a very key clue. We're gonna... Did I click on the... No, I missed it. Okay, hold on. No, I hate that. If your mouse is here, it doesn't let you click the arrow. I want to click on this. Because this is the guy in the... There's a photo... Yeah, this is the guy in the photo that Shamspear had at his house. Which you'd think they'd give me text acknowledging that, but I guess not. I don't know, weird. Like, I recognize him. How do I... I'm surprised... I don't know why there's no text. Like, this is clearly the same dude. I guess we just know that now. What's wrong, lady? Oh, so are you feeling? I am feeling more like myself today. Thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me. Okay, so she was the victim of a previous case who also didn't die. A lot of, like, living victims here. Sure, I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly. Anyway, I must get my things together. Okay, do we have... Is there, like, actual dialogue? Because I'm not getting anything here, except Shamspear being, like, weird. Do not feed? What is this place, a zoo? You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park. For the pigeons. Yes, this is a person. I can't converse with her. Do not permit to run around the hospital. He or she is probably running around the hospital. Okay. Rats. 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 There are lots of bottles in the cabinet. Hee. If you were a patient here, I feel sure you'd take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep. Okay, this is clearly filler dialogue. Okay, I don't think there's really any evidence to find here. There's just that one weird encounter with Shamspear that we needed to experience. Alright, let's go to the prison. It's the only place we haven't been to yet. And I know Soseki's still here. In his, like, I just noticed he has, like, wooden board shoes. Yeah, like, look at this, look at those shoes. He clearly made those himself. Mr. Natsume, hello! I am a cat. Meow. Sorry? He's pretending to be an animal due to trauma or stress. Yeah. I've never done this before, but I have thought about what it would be like to be like an animal when I'm like stressed. I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts, or trials, or Old Baileys, or death, or reapers, or... I'm just a cat. That's what I am, just a cat. Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality. Get him! He's disassociated. What is your name, then? As yet, I have no name. Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. It's a sad scene. Poor guy. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I'm not a cat. It worked! He's back in the real world! What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My accursed soul is never... My skull. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate! Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope. I mean, assuming the tea doesn't come about poison in it. Yes. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper was omnipresent! In court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere! What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss? Oh, yes, we must. This morning's trial. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I delivered that like he was falling into a pit the whole time. It was the most of my life, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. What a goofy little guy. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn, sworn, Suseki, Sutra tea! Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot! We both poured it down in our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at the time, you were both completely fine, as shown by the fact that he and Mr. Wait, so if they both drank it down, supposedly at the same time, though, why is there a ring on, Shamspear's cup? And how did Shamspear have any left to use in the ice ball? I don't know, something still doesn't add up here. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be on how the poison was taken by the victim. Something I still don't really have any idea about. That rotten Shamspear! What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my own room, immersed in books. I feel like Shamspear knows who poisoned him or how he got poisoned, and wants Soseki to take the fall for some reason. I don't know why yet, but that's the vibe he's giving off. I don't recall anything at all. Wait, what doesn't he recall about? Oh, like if he'd done anything wrong, shit. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Well, you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh dear, are you struggling with such a meager stuff? He means, why didn't Shamspear tell him about the soap trick so he could do it himself? Oh my god. Of course I am! If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such a cursed lodgings! Oh yeah, you said that because the place is cursed it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly! Especially the room that I rent. The spirits of that capital offender... Wait a minute. Capital offender? You mean like... this capital offender? The Selden Roger. The One Piece. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me! Capital offender? Might I ask, Mr. Locum... Might I ask? I was wondering why she was calling me that. Might I ask, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps? Okay, buddy. Can I present you the soap? Will that make you feel better? Here's some soap. Ah! There it is! That lathery lowlife that took my neighbor's life and sent me sliding to the depths of despair! Slippery, sickly, psychotic, saboteur! I liked that. Alliterative running. You've really gone off soap, haven't you? Absolutely. And I've made it. Didn't he just say he wanted us to bring him soap? What? The next time someone gives me soap, it's friendship, finished, firmly, forever. Did he not just say he wanted soap? Next time you visit me, bring scores of super soft soaps. Okay, buddy. I've changed my mind. Okay, let's present him this. Because I wanna see if this is the guy who used to live in his apartment. What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamsphere's room. Ah, so he knew, did he? Sorry. About this man, Selden. A convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. Okay, yeah, so he is the... What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now... Oh, he killed the guy who used to live there. Interesting. He's trying to take the life of another, a miserable, mustached, much maligned Japanese man. I skipped it. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Alright, capital offense. The Gold Roger. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now, and at that time he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garrett's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes, exactly where I live now. Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of capital offense? But wait, didn't somebody die in that room, though? Wasn't that... But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it all started. The curse! So we didn't even die in the room? I was under the impression that the curse was spawned because someone died in the room. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. Oh shoot, a man died in the room and Selden died? I see. So poor Soseki's under 2, like, death curses. Allegedly. Is the Reaper of the Bailey. Oh, no one who's put on trial by the Reaper lives. And oh, nobody who lives in this room lives. Like, he's double screwed. No wonder he's so, like, jumpy. The poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes. Well, that was the start of it. The start of it? What? How deep does this well go? Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of death was asphyxia. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. Again with the gas. What's so much gas in this case? How is it all connected? When Mr. Garrett came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlords, lease, luckily, legal! Lucky for Mr. Garrett, maybe. Not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is. At first, I just felt as though I was being watched, but now And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and they suffocate me, and just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice! But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed each night, the pilot light always goes out, and the room fills with gas. You mean like it did when the other guy died? Okay, there's definitely something weird going on here. Something with the gas. Maybe the gas company. I have no idea we don't have enough information yet. But there's a connective tissue here between Shamsphere trying to steal the company's gas, a dude on the second floor dying with his room filled with gas, and then Soseki's room always filling with gas. There's some kind of connective tissue here that is probably also connected to the poisoning. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrett's rooms? Maybe we should go talk to Mr. Garrett about it? Ah, you're here. Right, ballet business it is for me, you know? Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey, by any chance? Naturally. Fate of my lodgings hanging in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings. Yes. Yeah, now the whole courtroom knows about the haunted lodgings, right? Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. Hi, Sholmes. I mean, it makes sense. He's probably been hanging out here the whole time. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened? Yeah, this guy's been in court a lot in the past week. Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. Oh, to visit his wife. Oh, God. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Your lodgings and your lodgers. Lodgers! That wasn't funny. Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that ballet curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Neither of them are dead, but yeah, it's all kind of... Am I next, eh? Also, the woman that dropped dead was because your wife is insane. Like, and threw a knife out the window. Like, it's her fault. Can't help but get the collie wobbles, can you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspear, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury. I'm not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps. Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. Not helpful, Mr. Mr. Shoulders is just here to, like, mock this guy. This guy's wife went to prison. This guy's abusive wife went to prison, like, 2 days ago. And now, like, he's just kind of, like... Shoulders just kind of mocking him. After, like, revealing all the, like... Garrett's baggage got dumped out for a courtroom to see, and now Sholmes is just here mocking him for it. Heaven forgive me, the words just came to my lips. Go back to investigating. Some fishy fellow from the Far East. Also, hold on. Also, isn't John Garrett also, like, what, like 40? 46, yeah. Dude is aged 10 years from living with Mrs. Garrett. And, 10 more for the last, like, week of events. Some fishy fellow from the Far East, and I already read this dialogue. That's right, Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone, and he popped up the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shamspear been lodging under your roof? That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here, too. Is he... Okay, hold on. When did this happen? This guy died. When is this newspaper article? Newspaper? I guess it doesn't say, but I feel like this newspaper is from 3 months. Like, what I'm wondering is has Shamspear lived long enough to encounter any of the previous tenants? What do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I might ask? Well, I'm the one who leased him the room. Wait, what? What do you mean? It's been 3 months now, quite sure of it. It was that Selden scoundrel there. Selden? The convict? Do Selden and Shamspear have some kind of connection? That convict chap, Selden, passed away in the clink 3 months ago now. Yeah, that's right. I thought that newspaper article was So right around the time he dies, Shamspear moves in. Interesting. Some malady or the other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face. The actor fellow. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. Oh, they're definitely connected somehow. This guy's sus. This spiderous looking ass is sus. Spider sus. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspear, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those girls must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor. And why does he want the middle floor room so bad? Is there something? There's something in that middle floor room. The one piece. The gold Roger. Selden Roger. He left the one piece. I think he did leave some. I'm joking about like the one piece. I think the guy left some kind of treasure in that room. Some kind of like stolen money. And Shamspear's trying to get it. Very well. We have an accord. But Soseki took the room first. Lo, a Shamspear dance to celebrate. Cause he's sus. He's the imposter. What? From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with the rent, too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, all right. Oh, he was definitely trying. I think I'm right on the money with there being some kind of treasure. Can we, like, look at Soseki's room? I want to go through Soseki's room. There's something weird about it. I want to see if there's something hidden in there. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings. What are you doing? Are you trying to do like a Shamspear dance? Sholmes, what are you doing? Shakespeare, my dear fellow. One of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. He really doesn't like interacting with somebody who knows more about something than him. Like he's like talking to Shamspear, and you know he's like, this guy knows more Shakespeare than I do. I gotta start learning Shakespeare now. Is that what he was doing yesterday while we were in the court? Oh wait, let's present John Garrett the picture of him and this other guy. Mr. Garrett, see, this is the first time I've really had to like present evidence to people when I'm talking to them in the investigation segments in this game. Because like all the other cases have had like 1 day of investigations. So there was never like enough evidence. This is the first time I've gone into an investigation segment with like multiple pages of evidence to present people. It's nice. I like it. I'm glad that there's at least one case in this game where I get multiple days to investigate it. Maybe I'm kind of hoping, since this is technically the second game in the package, that maybe all of these cases will have some contrived way to give me a second day of investigation. Like maybe it's some sort of response to like critical review of the first game in this package was like, hey, I don't like having only 1 day to investigate. Oh no, that's my hope. Because honestly, that is something like the first Great Ace Attorney, probably one of my only, like, I wouldn't even call it a criticism, but it's just like, the trials were like just 6 hours straight of trial with like nothing in between. It's nice to like, my mic is sliding down my face. It's nice to like break it up with investigation segments. Mr. Garrett, could I ask you to look at this photograph now I'm done rambling? Is that your son who's with you there? No, not at all. He was a lodger here. Duncan Ross was his name. Was he the last guy who was he the guy who died? A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really. Like, with stupid microphone. It's not wanting to stay in place right now. Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances, who's somehow connected to the victim of Case 4? The Miss Green lady is connected to this guy? It's all connected. It's all connected. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about it? Lodger's death. Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it. Attending art school just like the girl. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to all the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas alerted me. It was. Ah, yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all badly collapsed. The gas! Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. So Mr. Ross suffocated. That's what's happening to Soseki. He leaves the stove on at night, and then he almost chokes to death, but then wakes up every time. Moron. Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house. But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. The stove goes out at night whilst he's asleep in bed. Well, that's the bloody curse! The convict's curse! I've done my duty as a landlord now! Don't make me do anything else, please. I just want to live here. My tenants keep, like, dying and getting arrested. My wife accidentally almost kills someone. John Garrett has it rough. About young Duncan. The night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to him. Was that the letter that we found here? In, like, case 4 of the last game, where we were like, oh, he had a letter, and his wife thought it was from some sweetheart? A love letter, you mean? Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is, on my desk. If you'll excuse me, let me see now, what does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Miss Susato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I'm going to read it anyway. I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Too bad. Sadly, he didn't address it, though, so I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. Aww. John Garrett is a good guy. He seemed like, when he was first introduced, I kind of just lumped him in with Joan of like, oh, why is he being cagey with information? But John Garrett is a good dude who's been put in, like, some shit situations. I mean, he's a landlord, so not, not, like, the best, but as far as landlords go, John Garrett is a pretty good guy. The identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. Indeed, the attended I wonder if it's Miss Olive Green. Indeed, one of the good ones. Yeah. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, There is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. If this name is any synonym for green, we figured it out. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love to you, my colorful darling Olive Green. So it just literally says her name, so that's who it's addressed to. Why didn't you... Alright, John, you're not very good at this. Olive Green, the woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into it. It's all connected! Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see. I open your mail every day. Did I say that out loud? Can we go talk to Miss Green? I feel like she'd want to see this. No, assuming she hasn't already left. Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves. Miss Green! What was that? Kura just hid something behind her back. One moment! I'll be with you in a jiffy! Alright, what is that stuff that we just saw when she phased out to warp here? Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. We were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strange. She's sus! Let's see if we can't coax her. Can we just present her the letter? Oh, it's not in our evidence. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Hospital discharge. Oh, but we could probably present her the picture of John Garrideb with, Loverboy. So, it's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh, yes. That's why we didn't have the converse, present option to her the last time we were here, because the game didn't want me to present that photo to her yet. It was trying to keep me from getting ahead. Not that that was an issue I was having, but, once people are better, the hospital staff doesn't want them lingering and wasting space. They want people like me anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. Okay, let's present the photo. I don't know how any of this has to do with, the poisoning, but that's kind of been a theme of this case. It's oh, Shamspear was poisoned somehow, but he's still alive. Here's also a bunch of other things that are interconnected that we didn't know were interconnected before. This is the case of it's all connected somehow. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about something. Mr. Duncan Ross, you knew him, didn't you? What is that? Oh no, I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine. That doesn't look like medicine. No, Miss Green, that looks like Danganronpa blood. I'm sure that's not what it is, but it looks like an Yzma potion. It's the Emperor's New Groove, her little pink potion. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to start. I expect that to have a label on it with a picture of a llama. No, it's all right. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing you a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter. To you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan. A year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. Engaged to be married, actually. That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to to let him to Mr. Garrett. But somehow Mr. Garrett never met you? You never came over? He told me he'd found the worst, cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. Aw, we're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I'm starting to think that's just her look. Yeah, so she's not just, like, sad and upset about being, like, stabbed by the, like, thrown knife. She's also upset because her husband died. Her fiance died in that same building. She really is female. Like, I've been giving her a voice that is kind of just, like, female Soseki, but she's in the same boat of just a downtrodden character who has every reason to feel that the universe is against them. Yeah. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Naruhodo! Why did I know it was going to be him? Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question. We need to do a deduction dance. Please tell me that's what we're doing. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows as always. I followed you here without you knowing. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Miss Sutton, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? An ex post facto modus operandi. What is he saying right now? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? This is what sets a great detective apart. Oh no. Oh no. What are you about to... Hold on. Is that a dead rat? Behind the text box and behind Sholmes. Is that a dead rat? Oh no. What's going on? So let us avert disaster. It is a poison. Cusco's poison. The poison chosen specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's... I've already figured that this is poison, not medicine. There's a dead rat back there. Alright, cool. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look. I'm kind of blocking your view of the clues, but you seem to have found half of them already. You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. Poor woman. She was trying to kill herself. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. Excuse me. We're gonna prevent your suicide before it happens. Okay. That mouse seems to be dead. Look. I didn't notice it before. I think perhaps it drank the medicine that... I don't think that's medicine, that sussy pink liquid. But that's the bottle that Miss Green... The bottle that Miss Green... You don't think... The bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from... Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought maybe she was saying something different. I knew this already. I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Do we have to... so we don't have to do a deduction dance, because he was just actually right this time. Oh, bye, Kirk. I didn't see his goodbye chat message. Instead, I saw him playing Mass Effect up here in the top corner. The poor mouse that drank the poison. Cusco's poison. It's clear the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Cusco's poison. Don't worry. I will attend to the mouse presently. Okay. Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Ah! Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison. I did it! Miss Green, please talk to us. Aww. She's no longer funny, sad character. Now it's serious. Definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to the suicide, the attempt. Can we talk to her about it? Okay. Suicide. Trigger warning, suicide. 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Only Sholmes would find this conversation delightful. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight's been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while. So I snuck this out while he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know, but I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. So she didn't necessarily know it had poison. She's just desperately sad. Ugh. The case got real. It's no longer like silly Shamspeare, sad, funny man anymore. Poor girl. How old is her character? How old is she? How old is she supposed to be? 20. Ooh. She really did, like, I mean, I get, like, first her fiance dies, and then she gets, like, randomly stabbed in the back. She's dealt with a lot. I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection. No, none. Damn. Okay. It's no longer funny. There's no longer funny joke time. I'm gonna remove the no feet involved from the stream title and replace it with a trigger warning suicide, because that is what is currently being discussed. I'm cope laughing, cope sniff laughing. It's not funny. No, there was no longer any funny business happening in the stream. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Shoot. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Did she get stabbed on her way to go get this information? Oh my gosh. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. Poor girl. This just makes me hate Joan Garrideb even more. Joan Garrideb is one of the worst characters to ever appear in the Ace Attorney franchise. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day. It's like all the other killers in except for McGilded, but like all the other, like most of the other killers in the Great Ace Attorney game, in this game, have had like sympathetic aspects. And then there's Joan Garrideb, who's just awful. Just like absolutely awful, but not even in a like mastermind, evil schemer, fun kind of way. Like she just sucks. Joan Garrideb is the worst. She stabbed this woman by accident, but she was trying to attack her husband, so that doesn't make it better. And then the girl... 5 p.m. is precisely the... Yeah. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Miss Garrideb's house is on. Yeah. Yes, I'm sure you guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Miss Green, please promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through till the end. It might sound a little conceited, but, well, that's how this all has made me feel. No. Well, I hope she'll be alright. Leaving Miss Green in St. Bartholomew's behind. Hopefully we can find her, Duncan, her fiance's killer, in the process of solving this case. Because there's definitely, like, a connection. I say her husband's killer. There's no proof he was even killed by anyone, but I feel like information about the death doesn't sound like he just, like, died from gas. Like, a lot of puzzle pieces now. It would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Yes, it's late. And, Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamspear, Mr. Garrett lodgings, the convict Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see the heart of it, if you ask me. Yeah, there's so many pieces, but I don't know how any of them are connected yet. Can't help but wonder about the results of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes. Will they have found strychnine in it or not? Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper. The Grip Reaper. He's the Grip Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Barack von Zeeks. The Grip Reaper. But I wish you every success, of course. And though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed. Whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate. Okay, so he's going to get there halfway through once he wakes up. Got it. Cool. See you then. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Dum 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 dum. So Seki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here, and so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow would be a new dawn for all of us. And by tomorrow, I mean next stream. It's only been 2 hours, but I know if we go into the courtroom now, that will be another, like, 4 or 5 hours. Like 3 at minimum. So I'm going to stop here for the night. All right. See you next time, which won't be tomorrow. It'll probably be next week, unless I stream this weekend. I don't think I will though. I kind of have some loose plans already. So yeah, probably next week. Anyway, good stream. Arrivederci.